Everyone, I know it's been a beat, and I know you have missed our special collab episodes every month with David Yunta from Behind the Velvet Rope. David, I've missed you.
This summer, what have you done this summer, Melissa?
Oh, I have tried to keep marching forward, but you have spent the summer in the Hamptons. So
Yeah.
give us the full Hampton update.
You know what I think is the most fun of the Hampton update is, well, we've lost one of our esteemed residents. Bethenny Frankel look, she still has a house in the Hamptons, but she has declared that the Hamptons just isn't working for her this summer, which I'm not sure where this came from. She says the Hamptons is not Hamptoning.
Well, what was Bethany's Hamptons like? Because the Hamptons I grew up in or going to was not even close to what Bethany considers, and not even close to what Bethany considers her version of the Hamptons. So give me her version.
Well, like, look, this is the thing about Bethany. She says things and you're like, I don't know, but everything she says is true. It really is. Is the traffic worse than any other year? I don't think so. But in July and August, it's a nightmare to get anywhere. Is it overrun with finance bros that are 27 that think that, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to them in the world? Yes. So there is all of that, but you could just stay out of all of that. It could be a very nice, relaxed place.
But I've seen the photos where there are lines to get in everywhere and you can't get reservations anywhere. And it looks like somewhere I would not want to be.
It, First of all, eating out is a whole production. Like it is just, but honestly, even off season, it's a production. But yeah, it's hard to get into any restaurant all the time,
I mean,
which
I've seen
is
pictures of people lined up for at some coffee place just to get their coffee and they're sitting and waiting.
Yeah, it is all of that. But then you see people and it's fun, but you really could stay out of all that but the thing is, it's not really any different this year than any other year. So it did lead to speculation when Bethany made this big statement. Look, she has a house in Florida where Bryn is going to school in the fall anyway, but she went down there and she's like, I just don't want to leave now. I just want to stay here. I didn't think anything of it. People did start to talk like, did Bethany get run out of the Hamptons? Which I don't even know where this, right? Can't
Yeah,
something just be
Bethany did
innocent?
not get run out of the Hamptons. I
That's what
mean,
I said.
it would take, why would she be run out of the Hamptons? Like,
I think people like a salacious story.
oh, it's ridiculous. But a lot of parties go on. Jill Zarin's annual charity luncheon, you said it was chock full of housewives.
She always has housewives. It's like Leanne Locken from Dallas always goes, and Luann went, who lives right down the street, and Kristen Tateman went, and it's just Cynthia Bailey. So Jill does this charity event every year. It's for Bobby, who passed. But speaking of New York housewives, what I think is very interesting is Ramona, Luann, and Jill and Kelly Bensimon. They're all hanging out all the time these days. And yeah, I don't think they're not friends, but they're not exactly all of a sudden. It's very strange to me. They're posing for pictures, and this is what the Miami girls did for 10 years to get their show back on the air.
I mean, 10 years is a big commitment to we're going to get our show back on the air because we're just going to keep going out together. I mean, I know I would have thrown in the towel after 10 years, but suddenly they're everywhere. These from New York.
They're playing tennis together, and I don't know, like last summer I was hanging out with Luann for a minute. I'm like, since no shade, but since when are you so close to like Ramona? And it's just it seems to me like the four of them are trying to send a message the same way the Miami girls did. And people are in the comments loving it because, the revised Real Housewives of New York didn't do so well. So people are living for it. I don't think it's really going to lead to a show getting back on Bravo, but I said that about Miami for 8 years and it worked.
So we're talking housewives, right? New Jersey. Andy Cohen said, stay tuned.
He said, stay tuned. He was just asked about it on an episode of Watch What Happens. And he said, listen, we're close. We're figuring it out and we're really close. So now people are really chomping at the bid. I still think maybe it'll be announced at BravoCon. Like BravoCon's in November. And
But
that's
what are they going to announce? I mean, as it was left, there were people who were like, I will not even be in the same state with this person.
that really hasn't changed unless there's something going on behind the closed doors that I don't know about. I mean, there was this big headline that Melissa and Teresa are now willing to throw in the towel because they want their paychecks. And Melissa actually commented on this post on Instagram and she said fake news. So,
Really?
yes, that was just last week. So,
Do you ever feel like, and this just popped into my head, that there is like a playbook that Bravo puts out? Like you do this, then you do that, then you comment on this, that you comment on that to keep the interest going. Because I mean, granted, it's all the same stuff all over again between all the different groups of women, but I'm starting to think there is the Bravo Real Housewives playbook. Suddenly they're hanging out together, suddenly commenting on posts. I mean, do you ever feel that way? Because I know if I'm like done with one of my friends, like I don't feel the need to comment on shit. Like I'm just not that person.
I am so not that person either. I've said this before. I'm like, you get a check and the check clears for working on the show during the season. You have to show up. There's a call sheet when it's all cast. You have to be there. Everything else to me is not the job. There's no extra money for this. I am with you. I really don't comment on things. I'm really not in people's social medias. I wouldn't do it. I would just be like, I've earned my money for this season and I would love to be back next season.
No,
But
but I'm saying like with someone commenting on someone else's post, is that the Bravo playbook to keep interest in the show when they're not on the air?
it might be because, yeah, I mean, everybody does it, right? I mean, look, I'm sure Bravo loves it, right? It doesn't cost them anything and they love this chatter.
Of course they do. We've seen a lot. Well, Housewives, I guess that could take us to House, could take us to Home. There have been a lot of feuding families this summer. First
So
off, Denise Richards, big divorce, messy, 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 messy. She says abuse. He said she was drunk when she fell down. Will he get her money? He's claiming she made him quit. Cops have been called multiple times. It is a whole bunch of crazy. What do you think is going on? What is happening in this?
and like, the thing is, people are shocked and they're like, listen, I think Denise is playing this, first of all, so well because she's not speaking. Everything is through her lawyer.